Hey everybody, this is my 125 gallon native tank, and I just fed everybody some mysis shrimp. Unfortunately, it was sort of the end of the container and it was more dust than actual mysis shrimp, so there's a bunch of debris and everything floating around through the water. But I also put in the tank some sliced cucumber, some blanched cucumber, and a few crumbled up algae wafers. So one of the crayfish has actually already got one of the pieces of cucumber, I believe. I'm waiting to see what this one's doing. He keeps working his way out of the tank, and I don't know if you've noticed it or not, but if you look in the upper left hand corner, you can see a couple of claws sticking out from underneath of that wad of Java fern up there. We've got another crayfish hiding right there. So this one back here is the one that's got the piece of cucumber back there, and he's got his legs wrapped around it. That's his. Nobody else is getting any of that, it seems. So I put 4 slices of cucumber in there, and that's the only one I see. I did see one sort of bobbing around towards the back of the tank a few minutes ago, and I'm not sure where it went. There's another one right there, and there's another one in the back there. Nobody seems to be bothering them yet. But I noticed today my temple plant that was doing okay in the tank right up until I put those new crayfish in the tank, and all those new crayfish have been in here for about a week, and you can see what my temple plant looks like now. It's just getting brutalized, and I know it's these crayfish. I can see them in here when I come in. I can look at them. They're tearing up the Java fern. They're ripping it out from where I've got it put in. Look at this piece here. It looks like it's been shorn with a pair of shears. So that's definitely the crayfish doing that. All these pieces have been nibbled down to almost nothing. Now I can see what looks like an antenna sticking out right there, or I should say an antenna. So somebody's down in there, and then of course we've still got these two who apparently don't like being on film. So alright everybody, that was it. I just wanted to get a little bit of video after I put the cucumbers in there just to see how everybody would act when I did it. So actually, while I got you here, let's have a walk around the room real quick. You can see there's a slice back there. Nobody seems to be bothering it. And then I've got another small slice over here. Now this tank has approximately 1 million snails in it. And I've got 2 little plecos. I got a clown pleco and a rubber lip pleco. So I do have animals in here that will eat those slices of algae wafer, so I'm not too worried about them not being devoured just yet. I did put one piece in here. You can actually see it in the reflection in the glass. It's kind of hard to see. It's up against the rocks in the back there, but nobody's bothering that just yet. And I do have a high fin spotted pleco in here. I've got a rubber lip pleco, and then I've got several snails in here as well. Speaking of snails, there's the one that has the damage to its shell, and you can clearly see it now, how that shell is just completely split down the one side. That's why I'm concerned about the mineralization in the tank, not having hard enough water. That's kind of what I'm suspecting that would look like. You know, it's not enough calcium in the water for its shell to develop properly. But I've added wonder shells, I've put egg shells in here, I've put mineral stones in here. Not really sure what else to do other than to make it hard water. And this isn't a hard water tank, so that's the only snail that I'm having any problems with. All the other ones are doing just fine. You can see another one's right down there, and then I don't know if you noticed it when we first looked at the tank, I've got another one up there in the upper corner. So they're doing fine. It's just that one that has that really strange looking split in its shell. So we'll see how that works out. I got a piece of cucumber in here. Actually, I put 2 pieces of cucumber in here. Looks like the other one is in the back corner, and if you can see the reflection in the glass, it looks like my Hillstream loach is back there making short work of it. Man, he's tearing it up. I can actually see a hole in it where it's been chewing on it. So that's cool. Somebody in there is going to be getting a use out of it. And then, of course, I've also got this whiptail over here. So I'm hoping that the whiptail will come out and start working on it. I was actually hoping the current would have blown one of the pieces of cucumber back into this corner, but no luck. So if I do see the whiptail out and on this cucumber over here, I will certainly get the camera back out and we'll get that on video if we can. I also put one piece of cucumber in this tank, but it was a small piece and I never did see it sink, so it's probably still just floating. I do have one little clown pleco. I actually just saw it stick its face out right there on that piece of wood for a moment and then tuck it back in right as I started talking about it. So if that piece of cucumber does sink, then I've got somebody on the bottom that will enjoy that. Actually, he's out in the back there. I don't know if you can see him kind of under that Anubias. But anyway, my little clown pleco's back there. Didn't bother to put any here in my puffer tank. Didn't really see any point in that. I do have some mollies in there, but I put some algae wafer pieces in there from time to time, and I never have any issues with them. And then I also put cucumber in here. I've got a clown pleco and a rubber lip pleco in this tank as well. And then in this tank I actually put 2 slices of cucumber. I think I put 2 slices in here. I can clearly see the one right there, and I don't see the other one, not even in the reflection in the glass in the back. But this tank has several little chocolate zebra plecos. I've got a high-finned white tip pleco, bristle nose, I believe. It's been so long I can't remember what the thing's called anymore. And then, of course, my Synodontis Yupteris here is a good vegetable eater too, so I'm really surprised he's not down there munching on the cucumber. So I've done it before. I've put cucumbers in the tank in the past and I've never really had much luck getting the fish to eat them. So I didn't really do it for a long time. Let's see if we get some action here. Nope, as soon as he touched it, he just whipped around and seems to want nothing to do with that. Interesting. So for a long time I didn't bother with the cucumbers at all. And then, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks ago I tried again and I actually had some modicum of success. You know, some fish seemed to attract to them and some didn't really seem to bother. So I'm going to try again. Maybe they just need to sort of get the idea that it's food, and once they do they'll start eating it more. I was hoping that little chocolate zebra pleco down there was going to work its way over to it. It looked like it was curious, but it doesn't seem to be. It's just kind of backing away from it again. That's strange. And then of course my Synodontis here is just not even in the mood for looking for food anymore. He's just chilling. So let's make our way back here. We can see this little crayfish has made his way out. A little bit anyway. The one that was in the back underneath the Java fern, he's actually behind the Java fern now. I can see him underneath that wood, so he's out too. The one back there with the piece of cucumber underneath everything back there has still got that piece. That's his. Like I said, I don't think anybody's going to get that from him. And that's about it. I don't see anything else exciting going on. So there you go, everybody. That's a little look at what some cucumbers in my tanks are doing so far. As I said, if I see anything else interesting crop up or happen, I'll certainly grab the camera. I got a couple of water changes I need to get done down here, so I'll be in and about the rest of the evening. So make sure you subscribe. That way you don't miss anything else I'm going to shoot and post. You never know what it's going to be, but it's always something good, I like to think anyway. And if you're subscribed, you won't miss it. So don't forget, this one is my 125-gallon native tank. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you real soon in the next one.